Hello? Hello, is that Sally? Sally, how are you? Hollis Mason. Hollis? It's been ages. So how's things? All this time you had my number. You wait till we're both in our sunset years to use it. Well, I reckon this was a special occasion, Sal. Papers report a tenement fire last night. Trapped people rescued by an airship. The pilot wore goggles. Seems he had a woman with him. Lori? My daughter, Lori? But she hated adventuring. Why should she... Living with him? A week after John splits? Jesus, fast work. Takes you back, huh? Yeah, I guess it does. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. How are you, Hollis? Bet you haven't changed a hair? Oh, I've changed several hairs. How about you? From your voice, you're sounding younger than ever. Why, bless you, Hollis. No, I've gained some weight, but I can still squeeze into the old costume if I don't breathe in. You ever try on your old duds? Nah, it's different for guys. I'd feel stupid. Although, all the kids around here are preparing for Halloween next week, so who knows? Well, if you run into Lori and her new boyfriend while you're bobbing for apples, tell her mom says hi. Geez, Lori back in costume. Maybe she'll finally thank me for all that training I made her do. Ah, well, you know kids. No gratitude till it's too late. I was just the same. I often wish I could thank my old man for giving me a career, a living I enjoy. Oh, sure. Choosing the right lifestyle's just so important, and sometimes you need guidance. Well, listen, it's been great talking to you, Sally, but calling California is expensive. I better go before I put too much strain on my bank account. Yeah, well, that's Nixonomics. We're all feeling the pinch, I guess. Anyway, thanks for the news. You take care now, Hollis. Bye. It's like all our old nightmares come back to haunt us, you know? Adrift and starving. I pictured Davidstown's quiet streets overrun by tattooed fiends. Red invasions, masked men. God spare us. I'm just glad my Rosa ain't alive to see. My wife was almost certainly dead. Today would have been our anniversary. I remembered her waving goodbye from the veranda shadows. Dead? She'd have hated how this superhero thing turned out. Those glorious days, that innocence. Dead. Still, that's life. A lot of stuff happens under the waterline. Dead. Hey, see this Rorschach item? He was a customer here. Kovacs. Yes, incredible, thank you. Dead. Preoccupied type. World's gone crazy, they don't even notice. Finally, faced with horrors both intolerable and unavoidable, I chose madness. This is insanity. We're young lovers. The world could end tomorrow. And how are we spending Sunday evening? We're planning to bust a homicidal maniac out of Sing Sing. It's not insanity. Something's going on. 4 adventurers attacked within 11 days isn't coincidence. Maybe that cancer scare media assault that prompted John's exile was part of somebody's plan. Maybe someone intended to start World War III. Oh, Dan, come on. Lori, you lived with John. You didn't contract cancer from him. Maybe nobody did. My computer lists most people Nova Express mentioned as employed by a research company called Dimensional Developments between 67 and 85. Weird, huh? Janie Slater, Wally Weaver, they even gave Moloch a temporary job when he left prison. They fund the Institute for Extraspatial Studies. Another company, Pyramid Deliveries, funds them. This corporate structure stuff's a maze. Yeah, well, that and your logic both. I mean, why risk springing a liability like Rorschach? Rorschach's been investigating this thing all along. We need his information. And we may not have long to get it. Today's Gazette mentions death threats following yesterday's hot fat incident. It's important, Lori. If John's exile and its consequences were premeditated, maybe it's the most important thing in the world. Superhero saves world, huh? This is some elaborate scam to get me back into my costume, right? Lori, the costume was your idea. What? That's ridiculous. I loathe that Halloween suit. Obviously, I wore it to help you. Oh, obviously. I was thinking we ought to contact Adrian, but maybe not till after the jailbreak. I mean, in his position, knowing beforehand would be compromising. He might feel obliged to stop us. Dan, sometimes I feel obliged to stop us. I mean, a jailbreak? I can't believe we're taking this seriously. Assuming somebody's using John to trigger Armageddon, then how should we take it? It's serious. And for Rorschach, if the mood around that prison gets any uglier, it's a matter of life or death. Hey, look, this is the solitary wing. You're not supposed to be here. How's the wife, Mulharney? Ah, Christ. Look, what do you want? We just want to say hello. Okay, fine. Rorschach, it's been a long time. Big figure. Small world. Small world, I like that. That's very good. I've been in this small world now for how long is it, Michael? 20 years, Mr. Figure. 20 years. It's a long time. You must have thought you could forget what you did to me, you and that owl guy. Funny, ain't it, how... Oh, thank you, Lawrence. How these things come back to haunt us. Incidentally, that guy you burned is dying. See, when he croaks, this place blows. And then you die by inches. Tall order. No, not yet, Michael. I've waited 20 years. There's no hurry. He'll get his soon enough, and nobody is going to care. I hear even his shrink resigned today. You're alone in the Valley of the Shadow, Rorschach, where your past has a long reach, and between you and it, there's one crummy lock. Excuse me. My name's Detective Stephen Fine. I'm looking for Daniel Dryberg. I'm Dan Dryberg. You better come in. Well, Detective, how can I help you? Edward Blake, homicide victim. You knew him. Yes, vaguely. You knew him well enough to attend his funeral. I saw the photographs. You, Adrian Veidt, Doc Manhattan. You keep heavy company, Mr. Dryberg. I met Blake through Veidt. I, once donated some money to one of Veidt's charities. Big guy, that Blake, for a diplomat. Quite a heroic figure. Funny, there's been a lot of heroic figures in the news lately. There was that thing last weekend. You read about that tenement fire? All finished, Mr. Dryberg. You got maximum security. Right. Thanks. Craziest story. This airship rescues all these people hovering down between the buildings. Interviewed some witnesses, but the details were garbled. Hey, sweet chariot sugar cubes. Only come in catering packs, right? Yes, I believe so. Why? No reason. You know, the only ship I ever heard of could maneuver between buildings belonged to one of those masked adventurers they outlawed in '77. Couldn't have been him, naturally. He'd be in his 40s now. Listen, what's this about? Ain't about nothing. Just called to see if you knew anything about Blake. I'm afraid not. We weren't close. That leads to the lumber room. Key's lost, I'm afraid. No sweat. I gotta go anyway. You know, rescuing fire victims, nobody condemns that. But if it went any further, those characters... That dame, the Silk Spectre, where's she now, I wonder? And Rorschach, know what he had in his pockets when we collared him? Sugar cubes. Weird shit, huh? I'll be seeing you, Mr. Dryberg. Again? Time's running out. Suddenly, we have a deadline. October 31st, 1985. Seymour, where's the pictures?
Right here, Mr. Godfrey.
Well, don't just stand there like an asshole. We still need that filler in back. Something out of the crank file.
Is this okay? It's addressed to the people of the United States of America.
Sure, fine, whatever. Where the hell is that other picture? And find the pictures of our missing writer follow-up. My God, this piece is hot.
Will this picture do of the writer? I know we used it before.
Appropriate material for the Halloween edition. Still sketching, Ms. Manish.
I am. I just needed some final studies of the facial assembly. You're blocking my light.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse an old drunk who's just daydreaming about getting back to the mainland. 3 more days. How can you draw it under that tarpaulin?
They lifted it for me to see the big structure. It's beautiful work.
I tell you, this place, goddamn paranoid movie companies, it's like being shipwrecked. I remember, I wrote this story once.
More pleasant than your current one, I hope. Illustrating that sequence where the young chew their way out of their mother's womb was quite an experience. There, finished. Shall we go and wave our baby goodbye, Mr. Shea?
Baby? Okay, come on. Let's give the tyke a final once-over. My opinion, nuclear war is quite possible within the next 10 days. Thank you, Professor. Meanwhile, as public resentment grows towards masked heroes, police admit having no evidence to support rumors of vigilante involvement in Saturday's tenement rescue. There, like Rodin, huh? Just coming in, the prisoner scalded by captured vigilante Rorschach died this afternoon. Fearing a riot, prison spokesmen say they're looking into the jaws of hell. Pretty good. Can hardly wait till it's dark. Gazette? Sorry, pal. Should be here any minute. You want to wait? Give me a Gazette. I want to look in apartments to rent. I busted up with a lien. Hi, here they are. Oh, Jesus. Sing Sing erupts. Captured vigilante. Sparks riot. 5 dead. Well, I guess that's it. I guess the balloon's gone up. Figure, you better let us at him. Yeah, we want a peace figure. Sure. Thanksgiving's early this year. It's just, I get to carve. Lawrence, hurry the goddamn arc welder up. I want to take my time over this. Well, Rorschach, here it is. Halloween, when the dead things return and devils are free to roam the night. What's the matter? Too warm in there? Gonna get plenty warmer.
Right. Hey, boss, you notice? Suddenly, he ain't giving you no tall order, small world shit. Maybe he figured out that once we slice these bars, we're gonna make him a little shorter.
Fat chance.
Fat? You lousy little bastard! We got a jail full of guys out here hating your guts! What in hell do you got?
Your hands. My perspective.
Oh, shit! My fingers! He broke my fingers!
Michael, reach through there. Cut what's tying him. I can't reach. Unfortunately, Lawrence is in the way of my revenge. Kill him.
Nothing personal, Larry.
What do we do now? We're gonna cut through there, and then that bastard's gonna find out what the score is. 1-0. Your move. Come and get me. Almost in. Just hurry.
disposed of sewage with toilet before. Obvious, really. 2-0. Your move.
It's some sort of power failure.
Dan, this is horrible.
Old grudges get worked out in these things. Old grudges and bad blood. How are we supposed to find him? He shouldn't be too difficult to track down. And all this stuff, this horror and madness, he attracts it.
Well, did we find the right cell? Is he there?
No, but I think he's been here. Come on, if we don't find him soon, our whole plan is in the toilet.
Hey, is that him along there?
I'm not sure. Hey, Rorschach!
Is that...
Yes, yes, it's you.
Excuse me. Have to visit men's room.
Oh, for Christ's sake! Look, it's okay. I mean, it happens to everybody, right? I remember once I lost a big arrest like that. I was closing on this dope dealer and I needed to take a leak. By the time I got in and out of my costume, he'd vanished. I redesigned it since then.
Oh, sure. Everybody's done that. What pisses me off, we came to rescue him. He doesn't even thank us. At last.
Shh. There. Did what had to be done. Can leave now.
Really? I mean, are you sure? We don't want to get too reckless and go diving headfirst into things.
Good advice. Sure there are many who'd agree with you. Incidentally, good seeing you in uniform, Daniel, like old times. And miss you, Spetchik, although never liked your uniform. Nothing personal. What brought you out of retirement? Taking mass killers seriously at last?
Well, no. Leastways I'm not.
No? But then you haven't been attacked yet. Funny. Most everyone else has.
What's he implying? I just don't buy this conspiracy is all. Dan thought springing you might help. I played along. Frankly, I wish I hadn't. I wish John was here to straighten everything and... Oh, Dan, I'm sorry.
Forget it. Here's Archie.
You know, this is getting heavy. As Dan Dryberg, you'll be wanted.
The world should last so long. No, it's okay. I set up emergency identities years ago. They'll conceal us. Hold tight. We're going home to roost.
Lori? Is everything okay? Yeah, it's just catching up with me. The jailbreak, this war thing, everything's just so shitty. Guess I want somebody to wave a wand and make it all better, you know? Listen, I have to collect some junk from the living room.
Hello.
John? Oh, Jesus. They said you were on Mars.
I am on Mars. Now I believe we have a conversation scheduled. You want to talk to me?
Yes, I was just thinking. But John, how did you know?
An hour into my future, we're on Mars talking. I thought I'd collect you in readiness.
Mars? Oh, no. You're kidding. Why Mars?
Lori? Who? Because that's where I am. You're going to try to convince me to save the world.
John, Lori? What's happening? Dan, he just appeared. He wants me to go with him. I think I better do as he says.
People outside, Daniel. Police.
Lori, wait. It'll be okay, Dan, really. You take care.
Hammering now. Best hurry.
Lori, don't.
Where is Miss Uspechik? She won't be traveling with us. Come on! They could still be here. You're telling me you knew Dryberg was this owl man, and you never... I thought a warning would be enough. I'll be damned. Oh, sure. At the very least. Our damnation. It obsessed the sodden dead, dominating their bubbling dialogues. Yeah, and it's his fault, Dr. Blue-Ass Manhattan. Hey, Durf, on the radio, you hear what went down? Some super-duper sprung that blot-face guy. They spoke of a heaven where once we all lived and died, sentenced for our sins to this pandemonium we call the world. Sprung him? Those bastards, they do whatever they like. Yeah, some owl character did it. Night Owl? My dad knows him. Lives over some garage near here. We ought to go kick his ass. I could endure no more, though dreading such a black, breathless end, I leapt, feet first into horror, feet first into cold and dank mortality. But the water's surface seemed as stone beneath my timber-blistered soles. What new torture was this? I stood upon the calm sea, a charnel messiah, unable to sink beneath it to the oblivion I craved. I lifted my uncomprehending eyes to the heavens and saw instead the earth. My lurching journey through darkness was ended. It meant that I had reached my destination. They'd left me for dead, the fiends who doubtless butchered my kin, but now I was returned upon my corpse boat. A terror they'd imagined themselves safe from, a specter of revenge riding the flow tide home. All right, I hear ya. I'm coming. Happy Halloween, kids. Durf, what did you do? Shut up. We're finished here. Mr. Mason, it's us. Same as last year. Trick or treat? Mr. Mason?